Dune Part 1 is directed and produced by Denis Villeneuve, who co-wrote the screenplay with John Spates and Eric Roth. It is the first of a two-part adaptation of the 1965 novel of the same name by Frank Herbert. The ensemble cast includes Timothée Chalamet, Rebecca Ferguson, Oscar Isaac, Josh Brolin, Stellan Skarsgård, Bautista, Stephen McKinley, Henderson, Zendaya, Chen, Sharon, Duncan-Brewster, Sharon, Rampling, Jason Momoa, and Javier Bardem. Set in the distant future, the film follows Paul Atreides as his family. The novel House Atreides is thrust into a war for the family inhabitable desert planet Arrakis. Denis Villeneuve is one of my favorite directors of all time. He's made some of my favorite movies of all time with Blade Runner 2049 and Arrival. The man's a genius. So I was extremely excited to see his vision of a movie that's been talked about for a very long time. David Lynch originally directed an adaptation of Dune in 1984. In the book, they're filled with so much lore and so much bad story and so much stuff happens that many people felt like a film like this would be very difficult to translate to the big screen. Villeneuve's Dune Part 1 is a feature adaptation of the first half of Frank Herbert's science fiction novel of the same name. Dune is unsurprisingly masterfully directed. Denis Villeneuve is one of the best filmmakers working today, and he consistently was on the water with incredible visuals. The visual effects in Arrival and Blade Runner 2 and now the Dune duology at this point have a real depth to them. Most of the visual effects are aided by the fact that they're usually in a shot that usually has something else that we understand the size, whether it's a planet, a human being, a building that creates this feeling of scope and scale. Whether it's sandworm, when we're seeing perspective from two people who are on the docking bay of a ship, or it's an army of people, but there's a ship in the sky that's descending towards them. The focus is usually on something within the frame that we understand the size of, which creates this massive feeling of depth in every single image. Everything about Dune feels otherworldly. It feels like you're being transported to a different place. The art department really outdid themselves. The interiors of the homes, the interiors of the ships, the places they go underground, the places they go underground, or the incredible city that they visit. It feels like a living, breathing, tangible world. One of the hardest things about Dune, though, is how much there is in just terms of lore, just how much information a viewer has to understand about the world, about things that people can do with certain abilities, something called the voice, which allows them to influence other people's actions. All of this has to be communicated to the audience in a way that feels organic without an overload of exposition or backstory, which is very difficult when the source material has so much information and so much depth already, but I think they did a really good job of communicating the key elements of the things that are most important for the audience to understand so they can relate to these characters and appreciate the journey and their sacrifices. When Rebecca Ferguson's character, Lady Jessica, is teaching her son, played by Timothée Chalamet, to use this thing called the voice, you immediately understand its power. But there's also this long history of politics within the world with different civilizations, and they're all sort of warring with each other, or some actually fighting, and some are fighting more ways are politics and treaties and contracts, and you can tell there's not really much agreeing, and there might be some sinister things happening under the surface. This is a lot of information, and it is understandable why so many people thought that Dune is such a difficult thing to translate to the big screen, because not everyone enjoyed David Lynch's Dune. Not even David Lynch himself. And there were also two TV miniseries on the Sci-Fi Channel as well. That there hasn't been what most people would consider the big screen version of Dune, I think, until now, because the movie genuinely is masterful. That being said, it is incomplete. This pretty much is my only complaint. The only thing I can compare it to Dune 2 is Across the Spider-Verse, is that they both feel incomplete. This is 100% a Dune Part 1, like, because, like, it is, even though it wasn't marketed that way, it does say Dune Part 1 in the opening titles, and when the film's in, you're sort of hanging a little bit, but like I said before earlier, this first movie, Dune Part 1, only covers about half the novel. Thankfully, by the time of me recording this, Dune Part 2 is already out. um, um, because I really love the setup, and I love real gritty and a hard time highlighting this. And once again, Hans Zimmer outdoes himself with the score. He creates a score that is somehow very linked to him and sounds like something he would do and create, but also sounds incredibly unique to what he usually creates. I cannot wait to listen to it over and over again for years to come. Timothée Chalamet is excellent in this film. I think it might be actually my favorite performance of his ever. I really love Dune. The action set pieces were phenomenal, but the focus was almost always on the characters. To to be these massive explosions, ships crashing in the background, but you're focused on Josh Brolin running and Henderson. They did an amazing job setting up so much backstory and so much information and making it feel very digestible for someone who's never read the books or seen David Lynch's film or the TV shows. Like, I have never seen them or read the books. Uh, um, Everything was handled in a way that I think most audiences will be able to understand. But Denis Villeneuve has a way of making big budget movies where a person could see Dune and make a movie like, say, Michael Bay, like Michael Bay Transformers like movie out of it. Zack Snyder. um, um, uh, Um, 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 but films like Dune and Blade Runner 2049 are blockbuster entertainment combined with art house. So I don't know if everyone who sees Dune Part One, um, if you haven't seen Dune Part One, you should. Um, but I don't know if 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 everyone's gonna appreciate Denis Villeneuve's type of unique style. Um, Denis Villeneuve's Dune Part One gets an A. Guys, thank you as always for watching and listening. Um, I hope you guys seek out Dune Part 1 and then hopefully Dune Part 2. I hope to soon actually review Dune Part 2. I think there's a third film coming out. I think The Messiah has been confirmed, but I'm not 100% sure. But until the next video, guys, I will see you all very soon.
Preview.